Hello again, toy fans. D21 Beast here, back with another review for you guys here today. And today we're once again going where no man has gone before. But instead of looking at Star Trek figures, today we're looking at the Hallmark Keepsake line of Star Trek ornaments. As you can see here, I do have the Enterprise C in front of me, but that's not the only ornament that we'll be taking a look at today. We're also going to be looking at an ornament that recreates a tearjerker of a scene from that classic film Star Trek II. No, not that Star Trek II, the real one, the Wrath of Khan. As you can see here, I do have an ornament that showcases the death of Spock from that fateful film. Now, if you're new to the Hallmark ornament line of Star Trek Keepsake Ornaments, they've actually been releasing these things since back in, 91 or 92? I can't remember exactly. I think they started around the 25th anniversary of the franchise. But since the early 2000s, we typically seem to be getting 3 Star Trek ornaments a year. Usually a ship, usually a scene, and then finally they'll have a figure. This year's figure is actually Uhura. Now, as of yet, I have yet to pick up the standalone Uhura ornament. I do have this ornament that was released in 2007 in limited quantities, and it's actually an ornament I like quite a bit. But for now, we're going to set that one to the side and focus mainly on the Enterprise C and the death of Spock. Now, as you can see here on the front of the packaging, we do have an image of both of the ornaments inside, as well as the logo for Hallmark Keepsake. The word magic has been printed in the upper right-hand corner of each one of these ornaments, just to let you know that they have electronic features. The Enterprise will light up, and the Wrath of Khan ornament actually plays audio from the movie. You'll also notice here on the left-hand side, we have the Star Trek II Wrath of Khan logo, just to let you know that that's the movie this ornament comes from, and we have the Star Trek The Next Generation logo on the side of the packaging for the Enterprise C, because this particular ornament is straight out of the episode Yesterday's Enterprise, the only time in the franchise we ever saw the Enterprise C. That is, if you don't count the model that was on the wall in the briefing room for the first 4 years of the show. The sides of this packaging both say "Believe in Magic." On the other side, we just have a picture of some trees, and then on the back, we actually have a description for each one of these ornaments, as well as a credit for who created each one. You can see the Wrath of Khan ornament was sculpted by Valerie Shanks, and the Enterprise C was sculpted by Lynn Norton. Lynn Norton has actually sculpted many of the Star Trek-themed starship ornaments for Hallmark in the past, and I'm glad to see they've returned. Alright guys, well that's the packaging. Let's get these ornaments out of the box and see what they're all about, starting with the Wrath of Khan. And here we have our first ornament out of the package, toy fans. The official name for this ornament is actually the Needs of the Many, which is actually a phrase that comes straight from Wrath of Khan and has been re-quoted many times in Star Trek lore since. Now, the width of this thing varies depending on what angle you're coming at it, but it does appear to be between 3.5 to 4 inches, again, depending on which way the ornament is actually rotated. Height-wise, though, it is safe to say the ornament stands right at 4 inches. Now, the detail on this ornament is actually really nice. We have Kirk kneeling against the glass here with Spock, just like we saw at the end of that movie. After Spock had fixed the engines, Spock is wearing his radiation gloves, at least on the left hand here. He's already raised his Vulcan salute to the window, and if we look at this closely, you'll see here that there is actually some sort of green coloration on his hand to show that he's, kind of dying from the radiation sickness. Spock's face itself also has a bit of that radiation detail. Kirk actually has his chest flapped opened up, and I think he's got a nice sort of solemn look on his face. Spock looks as serious as he needs to. I do have a bit of a paint error there on the head where the hair color has come through on the forehead. Kind of a minor complaint. I really think this piece looks nice overall. As you rotate it around here, you'll see that all of the costume detail is intact and painted very cleanly. I'm quite happy with that. Coming around here, we can also see the other glove that Spock was wearing when he fixed the engines. Nice bit of gold paint there on the back, nice attention to detail. Really a great looking piece. I'm very happy with it, and I think the door came out really nicely too. And really this looks like a scene that has just been plucked right out of the movie Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. It is worth noting though, that this ornament does tend to be a little bit heavy. Unfortunately, I don't have a small scale to let you know the exact weight, but you're probably going to want to hang this, if you put it on a tree at all, probably towards the middle to the bottom of the tree, otherwise the branches are going to sag. And now for the magic part of this ornament. As I press the button on the stage, you're going to hear several lines played back from the end of the movie Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan. Oh, but before I do that, I should probably mention what many may consider an elephant in the room regarding this particular ornament. Obviously, this ornament depicts the death of Spock at the end of Star Trek Wrath of Khan, and this same year, 2015, we lost the great actor Leonard Nimoy. For any of you wondering, this ornament was already into production, near as I can tell, about 2 years prior to the death of Leonard Nimoy. So unfortunately, it's just a bit of a morbid coincidence that both this ornament and Leonard Nimoy passed away in the same year. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Ship, out of danger. Yes. Don't grieve, Admiral. Just logical. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Or the one. I have been, and always shall be, your friend. Live long and prosper.
Alright, toy fans, and now we have the Enterprise C. This is a fantastic looking ornament, I think. Lots of great paint detail on here, lots of great sculpting work. All of the windows are actually sculpted into the ship, as well as the paneling. You can see here we do have the registry NCC-1701 C. This is the third lettered ship, but the fourth NCC-1701 series ship in the line. We have that gold little loop there for your ribbon or your ornament hook, whatever you choose to use. We do have some translucent red on the end of the nacelles and some translucent blue on the sides of the nacelles here, as well as a translucent blue on the deflector dish. More excellent paintwork here on the bottom. You're also noticing here that the phaser banks have even been painted the appropriate gray color. I mean, really, this is a fantastic mini model of a ship. It could definitely stand toe-to-toe with the line of Eagle Moss ships that are currently available as well, if you're into those. Now, you see here we do have a screw port on the bottom. You're actually going to stick in some watch batteries in the bottom of this ship. There'll be 3 of them. I don't remember the exact number. But then, once you do that, the bridge actually serves as the button for this ship. And when you press it, the nacelles light up and the deflector dish light up. And there's some pretty nice and bright LEDs in this ship. So, very, very good looking piece. Now, the balance for this ship is actually really great. I'm going to bring in this stand. Now, this stand does not actually come with the Enterprise C. This is reused from an NX-01 Enterprise that I've purchased many years ago. But you can see here that there is a perfect balance to the ship. It has no trouble hanging just the way it needs to. So, nice looking piece. Now let's go ahead and check it out with the lights turned down. And as you can see here, a fantastic piece. These lights burn really nicely. They stay on for about 10 seconds and then they turn off all on their own. Lengthwise, the Enterprise C does appear to be just a little bit over 4.5 inches long. The width at the nacelles is going to be about 2.5 inches, and if we measure the saucer, it's going to be just a little bit over 3 inches. So certainly a good size for a Hallmark ornament. If you're like me, you're probably curious how this Enterprise C stacks up to the other starships we've received from Hallmark so far. Well, here you can see all the ships lined up, starting with the NX-01 on the left, then the original Enterprise, the Enterprise A refit, the J.J. Abrams Enterprise, the Enterprise C, the Enterprise D, and the Enterprise E. Come on, Hallmark, where's our Enterprise B? We're almost done. Wait, don't tell me you're gonna say Tuesday. And just for a few more comparisons, here we have the needs of the Mini compared to the Enterprise C. And here we have the needs of the Mini compared to the 2007 Rathacon ornament. And just for fun, here we have the needs of the Mini and the Enterprise C compared to the Wolverine and the X-Men Wolverine ornament released in 2009.
Yep, you had to know that was coming.
Alright, toy fans, so there you have it. 2 of the 3 2015 Hallmark Keepsake Star Trek ornaments. Overall, my opinion of these is a bit biased as I'm a huge Trekkie and I love these ornaments. If you're a fan of Star Trek yourself, definitely check these out. However, if you're not a huge fan of Star Trek but you do love science fiction, I think the Enterprise C is pretty cool and worth adding to any other collection of spaceships you may already be collecting. Well, thanks for watching this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and a shout out to OldBoley for requesting that I review these ornaments to begin with. If you guys would like to see me review any of the other Hallmark Star Trek ornaments that exist, let me know in the comments below. I own most of them and I'd be happy to do that. Or just let me know what Hallmark ornament series you may be collecting. Until next time, happy holidays, toy fans!